Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Kailash Tiwari, sir, to present.
वो है क्या पॉइंटर है क्या कुछ Thank you. स्लाइड शो में चलेगा the data, usually the source of data for all the traffic accidents and fatalities, injuries, and the detailed analysis is usually being done by Ministry of Road and Transport, as well as that National NCRB, National Crime that Research Bureau or Record Bureau. So they actually publish all those data. So whatever has been published recently, that which shows that about 15 lakhs people they died in road accidents in last 10 years. And in particularly in 2023, that number was 173,000. So that is the number which we have to keep in mind. And also with each fatality, about 5 to 10 times that injury takes place. So it's not only that the fatality is important, but at the same time that injury and serious injuries, they are important. This is all in the handout. So you need not note down, just please concentrate on the presentation. And if we compare with other countries like road deaths, there are two ways we compare country to country in time series data or state to state. When we compare that one, that we have two rates. One is for death rate per 10,000 kilometers. That is one aspect. That is one is a per lakh population, and also for 10,000 vehicles. So these are three criteria which we compare from each state to another state. And I think it is whosoever has reported, they have put per 10,000 kilometer. Actually, it should have been per 10,000 vehicles. Whosoever has reported, they have not reported correctly, because they miss again the lack of understanding or knowledge is the one. So per lakh population, like Norway and Sweden, they are the leading one, which is 2. So for 1 लाख पॉपुलेशन के ऊपर वहाँ पर जो फर्टिलिटी है वो 2 है. वर्ल्ड वाइड इट इज़ अबाउट 18. And India is about 12, it's varying, but last year it was 14. So that shows that we have a lot of room to improvement. And even Australia is 5, and then New Zealand is 6, America is around 8 to 10. So out of that, what we call the European countries or OECD countries, the USA is the worst performer. And the best performer is Sweden and Norway. And similarly in like Asian countries, that some countries even it is 40 to 50 per lakh population. So in African countries or Asian countries, that is the number. So what we can actually learn from all these countries, especially for Indian situation, where our number should, we have to reduce it to as low as possible. Next, please. Again, see, as you can see that after the COVID, the trend, that yellow and red line. So our, from last, except that COVID, we are continuously, actually the numbers are increasing. Yeah, next please. So now this is the data for that one, like MP. If you see that one, it is for 2021. So before we go for any design or anything, we have to have an idea that like a detailed analysis is important. So number of vehicles, like what type of vehicles are involved, and then how the rates are increasing, that is important to understand. So now you can see that one, that number of, mostly that two-wheeler is the one, again because the numbers are very high, but at the same time that two-wheelers, we have to concentrate, like our focus or the first main action should be to reduce the fatalities, should concentrate on the two-wheelers. And then accordingly, once we know that one, then we have to start actually have that preventive measures. Next, please. So again, like it is the type of vehicles, what are the changes are taking place. As you can see that one from 2021 to 2022, like buses, they have been considerable increase, significant increase, 29%, and rest is other pedestrian 13%. So this we have to know. And unfortunately, because there are two agencies are involved, that NCRB and ministry, the base, what they collect the data is always from the police. But even those two agencies, they are not reporting the same numbers. Like one report, ministry reported 168,000 and NCRB reported 171,000 for 2022. So again, first thing is we have to always source, or when we do any research or any mitigation measures, or when we talk about that source, that is very important. Again, that from the source, like as we say that, so in India that most reliable is what we call the NCRB. So National that Crime Research Bureau or Record Bureau. So that the data what they actually publish, and every year in month of August or September, they prepare very detailed analysis and detailed report for entire India by state wise, road wise. Next, please. So on the basis of that one, we have to go for like what we call the importance of safety for design. And our ultimate aim, there is a, like you can see that video. I have given the details where you can see that how highway design for safety, why it is important, and basically our in the approaches remains that alignment and landscape, that should be safe. Then all the geometric elements and the features of the road should be safe. And then that whatever the cost is important. So these three elements are the most important when we consider about a highway design for safety. So purpose is that one, that our should always should be the safe, efficient and sustainable roads, and that is what Mr. Garg was telling, that ecology and environment. So once we have that landscape and alignment properly, then we can take care of that one. And again, the cost is important. So today is like in this entire presentations, what we will be discussing about that overview of the core principles and best practices in highway design, and then how that road geometry, lane width, side distance, and then importance of balancing safety with functionality is important. Next, please. So again, what is the highway design? Again, it includes from planning to operation and maintenance. So different aspects are there, again, for different road users, for different conditions and different environment conditions. So next, please. So I will go quickly because time is important. So human factors, vehicle factors, those characteristics, that is all we have to understand very well. Next, please. So road geometry, lane width, roadway capacity, again, these are the important aspects. And one of the things what I was discussing also, and which I will go in detail, is what we call the safe system approach. So safe system approach is that what Norway and Sweden, they started in almost 30 years ago. And also Holland, they started, that is a sustainable safety aspects. So those have become the very, very, you can say, the examples where there have been a highly effective those approach and action plans. So that is the one which we will actually, rather than reinventing the wheel, we should try to understand and try to use that one. Because otherwise we will have to do a lot of research, like what you have seen, just to go to the conclusion that we have to provide a pedestrian walk and subway. We have to do all this type of data collection, data analysis, simulation. So rather than doing that type of entire exercise, and again it is not possible because of the time constraint, cost constraints, plus knowledge constraints. So basically what is already, we know it very well, that segregation is the most important thing. So footpath is the one, first thing is the sidewalk or footpath is to be provided. Then crossing facility at the proper locations is to be important. And based on the traffic volume, what we call the criteria of front, then we have to go for first is just a simple 2 lines. Then we have the zebra crossing. Then we have a proper, like what called the speed table or raised zebra crossing. Then we have like a push button signal, those for pedestrian. Then we can go for like a one-way type of treatment. Or then next one is what we call the grade separated, those pedestrian overpass or underpass. So these are all the different levels, but ultimately we want to minimize the conflict and to reduce the conflict. So next, please. So for depending on the type of highways, like expressway, different designs are there. For urban primary network or what you call the national highways, there is another set of designs. And then for rural highways we have design. And naturally that again there is intersections. So wherever there are intersections, then we have to take care of, based on the conflict points, we have to see that what type, whether it is uncontrolled, and then finally it is like a signalized roundabout. So main aim is, again, as I mentioned, that one, that to reduce the number of conflicts. And if it is a conflicts are there, then we have to see the angle of conflict, or that those are important. One is the very, very important aspects when we are doing from safety point of view, is the one that we have to keep in mind, that if 30 kilometer per hour speed limit, if a pedestrian and a vehicle collides, out of 10, only one will die. At the speed of 50, 5 people will die. And at the speed of 70, all 10 will die. So head-on collision, wherever is the possibility of a head-on collision, like 70 and above, we should always have avoid those conflicts, like providing a median. So simple, like we can go up to those, like you say, undivided road. But the moment this road has got the speed of 70, then definitely we should provide, and again, not necessary that you provide those concrete barriers of about 1.2 meters. You can provide like you can provide a 1 meter gap central median, like what we start with a single line, no overtaking. Like in Hindi, hatahat, हत एंड आहत. तो दोनों जो चीज़ हैं कि भाई उसमें हम लोग रोड सेफ्टी ऑडिट इसलिए करते हैं कि हम हत और आहत दोनों को हम कम से कम करें. और वही उसको इंग्लिश में जो यूज़ कर रहे हैं या टर्म यूज़ कर रहे हैं, दे कॉल्ड FSI और KSI, नंबर ऑफ किल्ड एंड सीरियस इंजुरीज एंड और नंबर ऑफ fatalities and serious injuries. So that is one of the key performance indicator. So that is, if when we talk about safety, we have to always talk what was the KPI, what was the KSI, and after improvement, what has been the new KSI. So if we can improve the KSI, and again the benefit and cost analysis, economic evaluation, we see that how much we have reduced and what is its financial implications. So KSI is the one. There are a lot of other data like loss of properties or say those minor injuries, but it is very difficult to collect those data. And again, based on my experience, what we have done, that like even in countries like Australia or UK, up to 10 to 30% of that fatalities, they are not reported. So, but in the absence of any other data, the number of fatalities and location of fatalities, how that fatality occurred, that is very, very important. We have to analyze that one, and that we should use it for black spot improvement. Another thing is the cost also implication. I don't know how many people you may be knowing that what is the average cost of a fatality in India. Anybody, any idea?
Approximately 1 crore, sir. Between 97 lakhs to, as per the UK empirical formula, it is 3% of per capita.
No. Cost of a fatality. One person. 1%.
97 lakhs to 1.03 crore.
Yeah.
It is between that.
Yeah, but what anybody anytime has introduced or used it in any analysis or any
Yes,
reports?
For doing the we do the cost benefit analysis for treating the black spot.
Yeah.
So that time we prioritize the black spots where the cost benefit ratio is.
Yeah.
So that way we have used it.
Yeah, but what we are using in India at the moment?
At the moment, approximately 1 crore.
1 crore.
1 crore.
Okay, and how much we are giving compensation?
So compensation is very less.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anytime any like a mishap occurs, deadly crisis occur, mostly that ministers or prime minister or they give 5 to 10 lakhs rupees. Yeah. So we did actually like an Indian IRF. They got it done actually very comprehensive study, and then they have come to that figure that for that on a fatality average cost throughout the based on the medical treatment, trauma, loss of productivity to the country. So average, what they have found is that one, like a 91 lakhs in India. And for about serious injury, that is about 2.5 lakhs.
25.
Yeah, no, 2.5 lakhs.
2.5.
Yeah, so depending on the serious injury, but it is an average one. Yeah, and for minor injuries, it is about 1.5 lakhs. And for property damage, it about 50,000 to rupees. So this is what the figure they have come out. Again, depending on IRAP, there is another study which is being done internationally, what we call I will go through that in detail. So IRAP is the another one which is an international road assessment program. So they calculate for all their those benefits. So they have a very high number because they take it based on the whatever research or whatever work they have done in mostly developed countries. So there, as you said, the high numbers are there about depending on say 1 to 5 crores for one fatality. So that is the one thing which is very, very important that we have to see that one. Next one. So now this is very, very important thing where that if you have the crash data, that is what we call the reactive approach. Means already that accident has already occurred. And then we have that whatever data we have collected, what we get the police, and then what we call the different types of treatment we can do. And then finally that we improve the safety, what we call the black spot identification and improvement. So that is there for the existing road and where the data is already there. So again, IRC has a procedure which is quite like a cumbersome, and lot of data is required for 3 years. Those number of fatalities, number of crashes, serious injuries, and then you do analysis, then do the prioritization, ranking, and then you come out. But road safety audit, when it is being done for a new road, then the data is not required. That is what is the beauty or importance of the road safety audit. And mostly people get confused, and most of the, even the agencies, when they write those terms of reference, so they write that you have to collect the data. But when there is no road is there, or whatever you are doing, you are totally, entirely, you are upgrading the road from existing road to say 4 lane, 6 lane. So in that case, you don't need that data. If it is there, then it is good. But basically, you are not doing that one. And then whatever you do, the road safety audit, again it is that design audit. It has got the different stages. Like first is a planning stage, then this design stage, then like what we call the construction stage, then pre-opening, after the opening. So different stages one has to do that one. Yeah, next please. So again, this is very important to understand because now a lot of people, they talk about IRAP. So IRAP is the one which is an international road assessment program. So the thing is that RSA, road safety audit, is a totally qualitative. Whatever audit you do, you follow a checklist. You go on the road, and preferably it should be done both day and night, again by a team, and then they should recommend that what is to be improvement has to be done. And they see all the aspects what I mentioned in the design, from alignment, lane width, geometrics, traffic control devices, intersections, drainage. So all those things they cover, even street lights, environment, and then they come out with what we call the recommendations. Again, in recommendations there are categories like a high risk, low risk, moderate risk. So depending on those risks, then designer, they will take care of that one. So designer has to do. Most of the people that, again, those who are not understanding, in terms of reference, they say that auditor will do the design, do the bill of quantities, and then will come out with all those things, which is wrong. So audit is only like whatever has been done. It has to be, one has to identify all those features and give the recommendation based on the ranking, like a risk involved. So again, Australia first in around 1990, first audit manual was prepared in the UK. Then in Australia and New Zealand, they started following that one. They developed their own audit manuals, and the same, my friend who has prepared that one in Australia, he, Mr. Phil Jordan and others, they prepared for India in around 2010, and now it has been revised also. So they have the checklist, and that is to be followed. So IRAP is the one, is that one which is a quantitative, based on the extensive data collection, and then it is being used. So it is a highly standardized data and evidence process that produces quantifiable safety matrices such as star ratings and investment plan. So for the different users, for each like what we call the two-wheelers, pedestrians, for the car and for the other truck and bus users, it will identify that what is to be done and what are the safety levels, and then they give rating from 0 to like 5 star. So 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 5 star of the design, and then it is to be implemented. And now globally it has been agreed, and that all the new roads or the new design, there should be minimum of 3 star. Yeah, next please. So again, there are different stages, what we call that one, and for existing roads, we don't call it road safety audit, but we call the road safety review or road safety inspection, RSI. Again, many of the people, even when they talk, they should understand very well, they are the two different things. So RSI is for existing road, and road safety audit is always for the new roads or new designs. Yeah, next please. So again, there is objectives to minimize those that risk of crashes, and then minimize those that casualties. Yeah, next please. So again, that it is a process, select the IT team, and ultimately, yeah, next please. Yeah, next please. Yeah, so this is the steps again and responsibilities. Again, it is Australian, based on the Australian road safety audit manual, and again, more or less it has been adopted by the Indian and other countries also. Yeah, please go back to the, yeah. So selection of audit team, provide all the information, commencement of meeting, inspect the site both in day and night time. So I think we will be doing some of this audit process at that railway station. Then I write the audit report, hold a completion meeting, respond to the audit reports, and plan to ensure implementing the agreed corrective actions. So again, here the term is agreed, because road safety audit, whatever you recommend, auditors, they are under the impression that whatever we are recommending, it has to be implemented, but it is not that one. It is the agreed recommendation. It is not legally binding. So, throughout all the countries like UK, Australia, America, or India, it is not legally binding. Whatever you are recommending, it is not mandatory to implement that one. So depending on the, like what client agrees, what depending on the budget and time frame, it has to be implemented. So like most of the people, when they go now to the field for auditing, they will say provide WBeam. provide a grade separated overbridge or that type of. That is not that. Again, it has to be solidly, or it has to be first. It has to be justified, and one has to see for the what are the low cost measures or where we can do the improvement, and then we should discuss about that one. Next, please. So again, there are checklists, as I mentioned, that for each and every aspects of the design, you have to follow those checklists. Always go to the field, and again, I mentioned that it is a team. It is not only that like more eyes are better than two eyes. So that is again based on the experience also. So it's a team, and again, more the better the experience of the audit team, it makes the better recommendations. Next, please. Yeah, next, please. Next, please. So again, some of the things like as I mentioned that one, that if you are having that like a head-on collision type of things, or it is always better to go for a plumb divide road, undivided road to divide road. And again in divided, that first is single line, then double white line, then double yellow lines in the central marking. Then you can make a width like 1 meter width. So as provide a audio-tactile line, or then you provide a concrete barrier. Again in concrete barrier, one has to ensure that the height of the concrete barrier, type of concrete barrier is important. Again, you have to provide those gaps, like as you can see, white line. So along the medians, you have to provide that one. Like in Bengaluru, they have provided that it is, they mentioned that this road, right lane is for car traffic. But that see the height of the W beam. So W beam should always be like whatever to your bonnet height. But here they have provided very, you can say about almost 1 meter. So no use actually, even if there is any collision. So it's a wrong practice, that one. So that is the right practice is that one. Again, it should be mountable, not non-mountable, but at the same time, if people are crossing, like in saris, children, they should be able to cross, or they should be able to use it as a refuge. So that way that whatever in urban areas especially, where there is a pedestrian crossing, you cannot provide that one, and people have to cross and low speed limit area, then you can provide those medians. Again, sorry. So then again that providing like again important when you provide W beam, like here it is a crash barrier type, what we call the crash cushion. So first is end treatment is important. You are providing that reflective, retroreflective sign. Again it shows that which side people have to go, not this side. Again it is a collapsible. So even if any vehicle hits it, that entire that beam will collapse. So it is like what we call the crash cushions. So that is important. In between there is what is now becoming very popular is that one, wire crash barriers. So is a median now in Australia, New Zealand, and in India also now slowly it is getting actually popular. So it is very low cost measure, but it is highly effective for any to avoid those, prevent those head-on collisions. Next, please. So again, whatever report you are preparing, it should be brief. Again, it should indicate the priorities, and then that whatever that information is there about the project, that should be mentioned. Next, please. So again, there are the strength of road safety audit, that it is very, very useful, especially because it is independent of the designer. And again, the people who are there, they are qualified and experienced. Then benefit of road safety audit, some of the case studies about 30 to 40% those reduced those fatalities, and also the crashes. So as you can see that like in the UK, they have identified, they have done that one, so 24% by if you provide proper sign and marking, pedestrian facilities, visibility, safety fence, junction design, difficult stopping, Ireland 30%, New Zealand 20%, Australia 36 to 1. So it is one of the highly effective preventive measures for the design, which is important. That one, overall, as I mentioned, it is the 40%. And fortunately now in India, last 5 years, I think more than 2,000 people, they have attended the courses and they have got that certificate to practice as a road safety auditor. I think, and incidentally from Australia, I could give about more than 20 lectures and presentations at like here itself in that civil engineering. There's Rokle and Mr. Das, because every year they are organizing. Then in CRRI, then at this one, Jaipur, Surat, Warangal. So like that, so one should always, if you have not done that course, it is very, very easy. And I think it's very, very effective. One should attend and do that course, about 15 days of the course, 2 weeks. And luckily at the moment it is all very cost, like a low cost compared to anywhere else. So it is around, I think, 1,20,000. And again, it is sponsored by most of the departments. So where that most of the faculties are experienced faculties, they come and then they actually discuss about all those issues. Yeah, next. So again, based on that, like it is country to country, it is different. But depending on that criteria, that for which road it has to be audited, when it has to be audited. So depending on that one, if it is a new road, expressway or freeway, then at all stages it is important. For all the existing roads, it is important. But if it is a work road, is a minor road, then it is optional or it is not required. So this is just like a guide chart, which is being used and which is again in the Indian Road Congress, that publication, and also the guideline, they have mentioned that one. So there are the different references, and there are almost more than, you can say, 20 manuals on road safety audit, and similarly the manuals on black spot improvements, they are there. And I have used most of these manuals in different projects, depending on the country, depending on the terms of reference. Yeah, next please. So we can make road and roadside safer for all road users. And thank you. So if you have any question and answer, so I think if time is, we will cover it in the later stage. So now it is lunch time, so we can go to the guest house. So please write down if you have any question. We will discuss it.